Hello, I'm Daphne Kasambala from Meekono, the wholesale platform that streamlines the sourcing of premium, handcrafted and value-added natural products from Africa and the diaspora. Recent events in the global socio-economic environment have had a significant impact on the pace of adoption of diversity policies and brought into stark relief issues of racial injustice and inequality in every sphere of life. The corporate world hasn't been spared. Thanks to the power of social media to highlight issues that would have remained obscure otherwise, public pressure from consumers, activists, investors, and employees has led many companies to accelerate their efforts to put in place diversity policies and practices. Companies don't operate in a vacuum, and the move towards equity provides an opportunity for them to engage in positive ways with their ecosystems, whether it's in their local communities, or in society in general. Companies are beginning to see themselves as agents for good, and we're seeing a beefing up of CSR policies from simply being an annual budget allocated to their chosen charity to incorporating more and more impact-driven actions. Here are some of the ways companies are adopting more inclusive actions. Pledging to increase the diversity of their workforce, particularly in leadership positions. Setting targets to hire more people from underrepresented groups and implementing programs to support career development for these individuals. Taking a closer look at hiring practices to identify and eliminate potential biases, implementing blind resume screening processes, and using software to help identify potential areas of bias in their job postings. Investing in more comprehensive diversity and inclusion training programs for their employees, particularly their managers and leaders. These programs are designed to help employees understand issues of bias and the experiences of underrepresented groups and develop strategies for creating more inclusive workplaces. Companies seeking to create impact in the wider world are also contributing to social justice causes, such as providing financial support to non-profits that support Black communities or partnering with organizations that focus on social justice issues. This is a key area where companies can create real, measurable, sustainable, and immediate impact outside the bounds of their workplaces, whilst also adding value to their own brand, gaining goodwill and enhancing their reputation. Supporting Black and minority-owned businesses by increasing procurement from them is one way to invest in making communities and societies within which companies exist more equitable. The returns are good and the benefits are mutual. Culturally rich corporate gifts sourced from minority suppliers are a highly effective extension of a company's marketing and HR strategy, a tangible demonstration of a company's commitment to value not only its people, but also the wider community. Additionally, procurement from minority-owned businesses that are in turn ethical and sustainable can be one way of contributing to a company's ESG strategy and passing on best practice on areas like environmentally friendly production. Larger corporates operating in more specialist or large industrial sectors that may struggle to identify Black-owned suppliers should consider corporate gift sourcing as a viable means to diversify their procurement. Artisanal and handmade gifts are an opportunity to share a story that captures the recipient. Whether the story is behind the makers or the culture influencing the products, companies can use the gifting moment to learn and teach while increasing their own goodwill and standing. Even a small proportion of companies' procurement budget can in real terms represent a significant revenue boost to minority-owned businesses, which will typically be up-and-coming SMEs. But sourcing culturally diverse corporate gifts is a challenge, given that they aren't widely available, especially among most professional corporate gift suppliers and merchants. Doing the background work to find suppliers can be labor-intensive, with no guarantee of the desired positive outcomes. For the sake of maintaining reputational integrity, it's important for companies to prioritize fair and ethical practices. When sourcing corporate gifts from suppliers claiming to be ethical, companies may still face various risks like greenwashing. Some suppliers may make false or exaggerated claims about the ethical and environmental practices of their products. This can mislead companies into believing they're making a responsible choice when in fact they aren't. When suppliers that claim to be ethical may not always adhere to fair labor practices, it's important for companies to do their due diligence and ensure that suppliers are paying workers fairly and providing safe working conditions. When sourcing from small businesses or individual artisans, companies may face challenges in ensuring consistent quality control across multiple orders. It's important to establish clear expectations and guidelines with suppliers to make sure that products meet the minimum quality standards. Sourcing from small or artisanal suppliers may also carry the risk of supply chain disruptions due to factors such as weather, transport, or other unforeseen circumstances. This can result in delays or incomplete orders. Ethical sourcing, it typically comes at a higher cost compared to your more traditional mass-produced corporate gifts. Companies need to weigh the potential benefits of ethical sourcing against the higher costs and determine if it aligns with their values and business goals. To mitigate these risks, it's important for companies to work with carefully vetted suppliers, especially establishing clear expectations and guidelines, and weighing the potential benefits and costs of ethical sourcing. Consider partnering with companies like Meekono that are focused on promoting fair trading and economic empowerment, and connecting commercial and corporate buyers with artisans, craftspeople, and local community organizations that in the past have been marginalized, despite being the ideal suppliers of unique gifts and other handmade products. By pre-vetting and partnering with a wide spectrum of suppliers in different locations and giving them the tools, resources, and support to mitigate the risks, Meekono is closing the gap many buyers face when considering diversifying their sourcing. Our vetting process reviews suppliers' trading histories, their production process, including quality control, and employment and compensation policies to ensure that they align with the values that buyers demand. We support suppliers with a series of toolkits and masterclasses and provide them with individualized support to set them on a path to success as producers, wholesalers, and business partners. Corporate buyers have the convenience of engaging on one platform, Meekono.com, from discovery to delivery, and dealing with Meekono, a UK-registered limited company, as their named supplier. Payments are routed via Meekono's payment gateway, and Meekono oversees orders to completion. This ensures that the entire procurement process is a simple and secure one, whilst giving transparency to corporates that are increasingly demanding that from their suppliers. To start on your sourcing journey with us, visit Meekono.com now or get in touch with our customer success team, and we'll be ready to answer any questions or concerns you might have. Thank you for listening.